strength is often misunderstood. Many believe it is simply about brute force, how hard you can hit, how much weight you can lift, or how big your muscles appear. But true power goes far beyond those superficial measures. It is not about overpowering others through sheer physical might. Instead, it is about how effectively you can move, adapt, and respond to the ever-changing circumstances around you. Strength without control, without awareness, is like a wild storm, powerful yet chaotic, and ultimately destructive. True strength is harmony between force and finesse. You see, when you rely solely on muscle, you become limited. Muscle can tire, can be injured, and can be overwhelmed by a more skillful or strategic opponent. But when strength is guided by the mind, when it flows naturally with intention, it becomes far more effective. The body then becomes an extension of your will, fluid and responsive. This kind of strength is not measured by how hard you hit, but by how you use your entire being in balance and precision. It is the difference between crashing into a wall and slipping through an opening with grace. Consider water. It is soft, yet it can carve through the hardest rock over time. It does not resist or force its way. It adapts, yielding when necessary but powerful when it flows with purpose. Strength modeled after water is effortless and intelligent. It uses the least amount of energy for the greatest effect. When you understand this, you realize that muscle is only part of the equation. True power emerges when the mind leads and the body obeys. This understanding also applies to life beyond physical combat or training. Strength is in how you respond to challenges, not just how hard you fight. Mental strength, patience, and clarity guide your actions far more than raw physical power. When faced with adversity, the ability to stay calm, to assess the situation, and adapt your strategy is far more powerful than blind force. In that stillness, you find a power that cannot be measured by muscles alone. It's important to remember that relying purely on physical strength can become a limitation. It can blind you to other forms of power within you. Flexibility, resilience, and the ability to flow with life's currents. Brute force is often the choice of those who lack deeper understanding, but those who have true strength move with awareness, using their power wisely and efficiently. Strength is more than muscle. It is an intelligent force that arises when mind and body are united in purpose. The illusion of strength is thinking that sheer force is enough. Real strength is about mastering yourself, moving with control and being adaptable in every moment. Strength is not about brute force. It is about harmony, control, and the wisdom to use power in the right way. People often mistake what strength truly is because they focus only on what they can see: the size of the muscles, the bulk of the body, or the noise of someone's effort. This is the illusion of strength, a trick our senses play on us. We equate physical size or the loudness of a punch with power, but these external appearances rarely tell the whole story. Real strength isn't something you can always see with the naked eye. It is subtle, quiet, and often hidden beneath the surface. Strength is more than muscle mass or outward displays of force. It lives in control, precision, and efficiency. When someone looks powerful because of sheer size, they may intimidate at first glance, but size without skill or awareness can be a heavy burden, limiting freedom and movement. Real power is not about how large or loud you appear. It is about how skillfully you use what you have, no matter how much or how little it seems. Consider the difference between a large rock and a flowing river. The rock is heavy, imposing, and seems strong because of its mass, but it is unyielding, fixed, and eventually worn down by the river's constant flow. The river, though gentle and soft, has strength far beyond what the rock can withstand because it moves with purpose and adaptability. This is the essence of true power. It's not in being rigid or overwhelming, but in being adaptable and precise. When strength is based solely on appearance, it becomes a fragile thing. It can be easily challenged or broken because it lacks the deeper foundation of understanding and control. True strength requires a different kind of awareness, an inner calm and mastery that doesn't need to shout or boast. It is the quiet confidence that comes from knowing yourself, your limits, and your potential. This quiet strength commands respect without demanding it, moves with purpose without chaos, and overcomes obstacles with grace rather than brute force. The illusion of strength also comes from misunderstanding what it means to be powerful. People often believe that being powerful means dominating others or exerting force at all times. But real strength is not about dominating. It is about balance, balancing action and rest, force and flexibility, effort and ease. It is the power to maintain your center in the face of chaos, the ability to respond wisely rather than react impulsively. The eyes may be drawn to the biggest muscles or the loudest voice, but those are only surface level. True strength is found in what cannot be seen, the steady mind, the calm heart, and the fluid body moving in harmony. It is strength wrapped in silence, power concealed in control. So remember that appearances can deceive. The illusion of strength is often just that, an illusion. Real strength is deeper, quieter, and far more effective because it is rooted in control, adaptability, and true mastery. This is the strength that endures and transforms. Strength begins in the mind. The body is a powerful instrument, but it is the mind that directs it. Without mental strength, physical power is aimless and uncontrolled. When the mind is clouded by fear, doubt, or confusion, the body becomes sluggish and ineffective, no matter how strong the muscles may be. True strength arises when the mind is focused, clear, and calm. It is the mind that shapes the way we use our bodies and determines the quality of our power. Think about a time when you were tense or anxious. Your body feels tight, your movements stiff, and your energy scattered. In those moments, even simple tasks become difficult and your strength seems diminished. This happens because your mind is not aligned with your body. The mental state governs how well your body performs. Conversely, when your mind is at peace, focused on the present, your body responds with ease and fluidity. This harmony allows strength to flow naturally, without unnecessary effort or waste. Mental strength is more than just concentration. It is the ability to remain steady under pressure, to face challenges without losing composure. It means cultivating patience, resilience, and confidence. When the mind is strong, it does not react impulsively to fear or pain. Instead, it assesses the situation, chooses the right course of action, and directs the body accordingly. This control transforms physical strength from raw force into purposeful power. The mind also trains the body to move efficiently, without awareness and intention. Physical effort is often chaotic and uncoordinated. Muscles may work against each other, energy is wasted, and performance suffers. But when guided by a strong, disciplined mind, the body learns to move with precision, timing, and balance. This synergy between mind and body multiplies strength beyond what either could achieve alone. Beyond physical movement, mental strength influences how we endure hardship and recover from setbacks. Strength is not just about the ability to fight or resist. It is about the capacity to persist and grow. A strong embraces challenges as opportunities to improve rather than obstacles to fear. This mindset builds resilience, the true foundation of lasting strength. Moreover, mental strength frees us from the limitations of the ego and the illusions of the self. It teaches us humility and openness, allowing us to learn from others and adapt when necessary. This flexibility is a sign of inner strength, not weakness. It shows that strength is not about stubbornly clinging to power, but about knowing when to yield and when to assert. Ultimately, the most powerful force comes from a mind that is calm, focused, and clear. It is this mental strength that shapes the body's power and gives it meaning. Without it, physical strength is nothing more than uncontrolled energy. With it, Strength becomes wisdom in motion. True strength starts within. It is the mind that leads and the body that follows. Strength is not rigid, it is fluid. When you think of power, don't imagine something stiff or unchanging. The greatest strength flows like water, soft, adaptable, and yet unstoppable. Water can take the shape of any container, slip through the smallest cracks, and wear down the hardest rock. This is the kind of strength that truly matters, because it is not fixed or brittle. It moves with life's changes and overcomes obstacles through flexibility rather than force. Many people believe that strength means being hard and unyielding, but rigidity breaks easily. A tree that refuses to bend in the wind will snap in a storm. True power lies in the ability to bend without breaking, to change direction when needed, and to respond to challenges with calm adjustment. This kind of strength is alive and dynamic, able to flow around barriers and find new paths instead of charging blindly forward. When strength is fluid, it becomes effortless. Instead of struggling against resistance, it works with it. Imagine a river flowing downstream. It doesn't fight the rocks or the bends. It simply moves along, finding the easiest way forward. This saves energy and makes its power continuous and sustainable. In the same way, true strength uses less force but achieves more, because it is guided by intelligence and awareness. This concept applies not only to physical movement, but to how you live your life. Life is unpredictable and constantly changing. Those who insist on being rigid, insisting things must go their way, often find themselves broken or stuck. But those who are flexible, those who adapt, learn, and flow with life, are the ones who endure and thrive. Strength is not about resisting change. It is about embracing it and using it to grow. Fluid strength also means knowing when to act and when to wait. It's about timing and rhythm. A force that is constantly pushing without pause will exhaust itself, but a power that moves in waves, advancing and retreating as needed, maintains its energy and becomes far more effective. This natural flow creates harmony between effort and ease, between action and rest. The body reflects this principle. Muscles that are too tight limit movement and cause injury, but muscles that are relaxed and flexible move with grace and power. The breath flows freely and the mind stays calm. This harmony allows strength to express itself fully without strain. Ultimately, strength that is fluid and adaptable is the strength that lasts. It is not about how hard you push, but how wisely you move. It is about using softness to overcome hardness, yielding to overcome resistance, and flowing to overcome obstacles. Like water, true strength finds its way through any challenge. Strength is most powerful when it is flexible and flowing. Real power is found in effortlessness. When strength is forced, when you push too hard or try too much, it becomes unstable and fleeting. Effortless power, on the other hand, flows naturally and with ease. It doesn't demand attention or struggle to prove itself. It is an extension of your being, moving smoothly and without unnecessary tension. This kind of strength endures because it is sustainable, balanced, and rooted in deep understanding. When you try to force strength, you waste energy and create resistance within yourself. Think about when you grip something too tightly or push beyond your natural limits. The result is often tension, fatigue, or even injury. Effortless strength, in contrast, uses the least amount of energy necessary to achieve the greatest effect. It is efficient, relaxed, and precise. It is strength in harmony with nature rather than against it. This principle applies in every aspect of life, not just physical movement. When you struggle against circumstances or try to control outcomes too rigidly, you often find frustration and exhaustion. But when you move with the flow of events, adjusting your actions with awareness and calm, you conserve your energy and act more effectively. Effortlessness comes from knowing when to act and when to yield, when to push and when to relax. True effortlessness is not laziness or passivity. It is the result of mastery. It takes practice, patience, and deep self awareness to move and act without unnecessary strain. This mastery allows you to tap into a source of power that feels natural and limitless. You become like a river flowing freely, using no more force than needed to overcome obstacles. In combat or physical training, this means moving with the body's natural rhythms, avoiding tension, and allowing power to arise from relaxed speed and timing rather than brute force. The most effective strikes are not those delivered with wild effort, but those that arrive swiftly and accurately, like a flash of lightning. This kind of power is effortless because it is supported by skill and understanding. The same is true in everyday challenges. Effortless strength means handling difficulties with calm composure, not reacting with frantic force. It means trusting yourself and the process, allowing your actions to flow smoothly and naturally. This creates a sense of peace and confidence that no amount of forced effort can provide. When strength is forced, it becomes an illusion, temporary and fragile. But when strength is effortless, it becomes genuine and enduring. It carries you through obstacles with grace and ease, making even the hardest challenges manageable. The key is to find that balance where strength is not a struggle but a natural expression of your being. When you achieve this, power becomes effortless, and effort becomes invisible. True power is effortless power. Understanding your limits is not a sign of weakness. It is the foundation of true strength. Strength is often mistaken for pushing endlessly, for breaking through barriers without pause. But real power comes from knowing when to push forward and when to hold back, when to apply force and when to yield. It is this awareness, the wisdom to sense your limits and act accordingly, that transforms strength from reckless effort into lasting power. Many believe strength means constant struggle, that success comes only from relentless pushing. But this approach often leads to burnout and injury. The body and mind have boundaries, and ignoring them only weakens you over time. True strength respects those boundaries and works within them. It is like a skilled dancer who knows when to leap and when to pause, when to speed up and when to slow down. This balance creates flow and resilience rather than chaos and breakdown. Knowing your limits also means recognizing that strength is not about always winning or overpowering. Sometimes the strongest action is to step back to conserve energy or to wait for the right moment. This requires patience and humility. It is easy to confuse strength with stubbornness, but stubbornness is rigid and short-sighted. Strength is flexible and wise, able to adjust its course without losing its essence. In life and in combat, the ability to sense your limits sharpens your judgment. It prevents unnecessary conflict and guides you to act only when it is most effective. When you understand your boundaries, you stop fighting against yourself and instead work with your true capacity. This harmony generates power that is steady and enduring. Limits are not walls to stop you, but signals to guide you. They teach you about your body's needs, your mind's clarity, and your spirit's endurance. Embracing these limits opens the door to growth because it encourages you to strengthen gradually and mindfully, rather than recklessly. The paradox of strength is that by knowing when to yield, you become unbreakable. Water, again, is a perfect example. It yields to the shape of its container and flows around obstacles, but over time it shapes the landscape itself. This kind of strength is patient and persistent, not harsh or forceful. Recognizing your limits also builds self-awareness and discipline. It encourages you to listen closely to your body and mind, to honor rest and recovery as part of power. Without this understanding, strength is merely a flash of energy, burning bright but quickly fading. True strength is balance between action and rest, force and softness, advance and retreat. It is the wisdom to know when to apply power and when to preserve it. This understanding makes strength not only effective but sustainable. Strength is not about constant struggle, but about harmony and balance. Knowing your limits is the key to unlocking the strength that endures. The body is a tool, not the master. Many people mistake strength for sheer physical power, believing that the body alone defines who they are. But this is a limited view. The body is an instrument through which the mind and spirit express themselves. When the body serves the mind harmoniously, true strength emerges. Without this connection, physical power is directionless and incomplete. Think of the body like a musical instrument. It can produce beautiful music only when guided by a skilled musician. If the instrument plays on its own, without control or intention, it becomes noise. Similarly, the body, no matter how strong, needs the guidance of the mind and the purpose of the spirit to transform raw energy into meaningful power. When the body is treated as the master, people become attached to their physical abilities, identifying themselves solely with muscle and appearance. This attachment can lead to arrogance or fear when physical strength wanes. But strength that depends only on the body is fragile. The body ages, gets injured, and eventually declines. True strength transcends the physical. It is grounded in awareness, intention, and adaptability. The mind, when trained and focused, directs the body with precision and efficiency. It knows how to use strength wisely, conserving energy, moving with balance, and reacting with clarity. The spirit provides the deeper purpose, the reason why strength is needed in the first place. When body, mind, and spirit align, strength becomes complete, a force that is both powerful and meaningful. This understanding changes how you approach training and life. Instead of obsessing over building muscle or displaying power, focus on cultivating harmony within yourself. Develop your awareness of how your body moves, how your mind directs, and what your spirit desires. This unity creates a strength that is not only physical but also mental and emotional. The body will respond naturally when it is led by a calm and disciplined mind. This reduces wasted effort and increases effectiveness. Movements become more fluid, reactions sharper, and endurance longer. Strength is no longer just brute force, but an intelligent expression of your entire being. Furthermore, when you see the body as a tool, you remain humble and open to growth. You understand that strength is not fixed, but something to be developed continuously. You listen to your body's needs, rest when necessary, push when appropriate, and avoid the extremes that lead to injury or burnout. This perspective frees you from the illusions of physical dominance and opens the door to deeper mastery. Strength is not about controlling others or proving your power. It is about mastering yourself and using your body as an instrument to express your true potential. Remember, the body is a tool, a vessel through which strength flows, but it is not the source itself. True strength arises when the body serves the mind and spirit in harmony. Strength without purpose is like a river without a direction. It moves but doesn't lead anywhere meaningful. True strength finds its fullest expression when it is guided by clear intention and focused will. Purpose channels strength, gives it meaning, and transforms raw power into something far greater than mere physical force. When you have a clear purpose, your strength becomes directed and precise. Without purpose, strength can be wasted on random effort, lost in confusion or frustration. Think about how a focused beam of light can ignite wood, while scattered light barely warms the air. In the same way, strength concentrated by purpose can overcome great obstacles, while aimless effort falters. Purpose is the fuel that sustains strength over time. Physical power alone can tire quickly, but when you know why you are fighting, why you are striving, your energy lasts. Purpose gives you the motivation to endure pain, to push through challenges, and to keep moving forward even when the path is difficult. It transforms strength from a temporary burst into lasting resilience. Moreover, strength with purpose is aligned with your deeper values and goals. It is not about proving something to others or exerting control for its own sake. It is about serving something greater than yourself, whether that is self-improvement, protecting what you love, or pursuing mastery. This alignment makes your strength authentic and fulfilling. Without purpose, strength can become directionless and even destructive. Power wielded without meaning risks harming others or oneself. But when strength is guided by clear intention, it becomes a force for growth, protection, and positive change. It brings clarity to your actions and harmony to your being. Purpose also sharpens your focus. When you know what you stand for, distractions lose their power. Your mind becomes steady, your decisions decisive. Strength flows naturally because it is not scattered in many directions but concentrated on what truly matters. This focused strength creates momentum and confidence. Sometimes discovering your purpose requires introspection and honesty. It means asking yourself what truly matters and being willing to follow that truth, even if it challenges your comfort or ego. Purpose is not always grand or dramatic. Often it is quiet and simple but deeply meaningful. When strength is aligned with purpose, it becomes an extension of your character. It reflects your integrity, your discipline, and your passion. It is no longer just physical might. It is strength infused with wisdom and heart. Remember, strength without purpose is hollow. To be truly powerful, your strength must be guided by clear intention and deep meaning. This is the strength that endures, transforms, and transcends.